conversation today, my guest won the Nobel Prize for Peace. He's regarded by millions of his followers as the incarnation of the Buddha aspect of compassion, and by many more as a statesman for our troubled times. I'm delighted to welcome His Holiness, the 14th Dalai Lama of Tibet, Tenzin Gyatso. Welcome, Your Holiness. Your Holiness, you're regarded by millions of people as the incarnation of a Buddha. What do you feel about yourself? What is your experience of your divinity, perhaps?
I always describe myself as a Buddhist monk. Then, of course, reincarnation, there are variety or various of different kind of reincarnation. I think the basic here, I think the reincarnation means someone who deliberately take a birth in order to succeed, whether previous his or her own previous life or someone else's life's work not yet accomplished, not yet fulfilled. So in that sense, I feel I am one of the reincarnation.
What do you think is that incomplete work for Your Holiness?
The third Dalai Lama, I think in both field, temporal as well as spiritual, in both field, he made some effort to improve. And then, although he started this work, but not yet fulfilled or not yet completed. And also, we believe his, I think, plan made that he lived longer, but then at the age of 58 or 59, he passed away. So,
do you then consider yourself a reincarnation of the 13th Dalai Lama?
I think both yes and no. No, in the sense, I'm not necessarily the same being. Although in my dream time, 3 times I met Mr. Dalai Lama. So that means I have some kind of strong karmic link with him.
When you say that you reincarnate, what is it that gets reincarnated? Obviously, the physical body decays at death. Is it the mind? Is it consciousness? What is it that is reincarnated?
Now, this is question related with also the theory of rebirth. So now the basic question is, what is sentient being, or self, or I, or self? Now, certainly, this body is body itself, not the sentient being, and mind alone also is not the sentient being. Sentient being, or now here, human being, or my own case, the Tenzin Gyatso, being a human being called Tenzin Gyatso. What is Tenzin Gyatso now? From the Buddhist viewpoint, of course, there are many different, the Buddhist, school of thought. The Prasangika, one of the Madhyamika philosophy system or school of thought, they said the sentient being, or they here now the Tenzin Gyatso as a human being, that designated on the combination of this body and mind. So now, like this body, its own causes, or causes and conditions. Obviously from parent and the parent's parent go like that. And ultimately, from certain Buddhist scripture says, the particles, the space particle, that is the original, sources of this body. And that particle also previous whole universe. So go like that. But then consciousness or mind also is momentarily changing. Therefore, it shows, since anything which can be changing, then there must be causes and conditions. So the mind also is similar sort of causes and conditions. Now, that is the basis of the rebirth theory. So the being which designated on the combination of body and mind, there are also the subtler body and more grosser level of body and mind. So therefore, the continuation of the mind or the continuation of the being, that is the rebirth, the process of the rebirth. Now, reincarnation usually, briefly, as I mentioned before, who deliberately, take a birth at a certain time and certain area. So that we usually call the reincarnation. So there could be same person, same being, some cases different being, but come at his or her place and to fulfill the previous work, as I mentioned before.
Do you have currently any memories of your past life?
At the moment, no. Even sometimes it's difficult to remember what happened this morning also. But when I was small, say 2-3 years old, then according to my mother and also some, the closest friend, they noticed, that times I really expressed the clear memory about his past life. That's possible. That's possible. But I think they usually what you call soft science and hard science. I think they up to now, I think in the among the scientists, they generally it remains something skeptical or not yet. Not yet say it's definite. Obviously, up to now, it seems to me what I don't know what to call up to now the science itself making some kind of limitation. So I think the field where you can calculate, you can measure, only that field now up to now is the scientist is involved. Then like consciousness, mind, this not yet I think explored fully. Now this is very much connected with brain. So now is the scientists taking experiment or investigation about the relation mind and brain. I think these eventually gain more knowledge about the nature of mind and mental function. But now other fields such as the interdependent, shunya, everything cannot find from the objectively, what call, from the object side.
When you say shunya, you're referring to the Tibetan Buddhist idea of emptiness.
That's right.
What is shunyata? Is it
so shunyata here, meaning is the absence of independent existence on the objective side. Object side. What call? Object side. Oh, the things does exist, but that existence due to other factor, not by itself. So this reality, or at this point, the modern physics, especially I think quantum theory, some physicists, when they explain about the quantum theory, some physicists even reluctant to use the word of reality. So reality means some independent reality or nature of the thing. There is no such things. Everything is dependent on many other factors. So here the quite similar. The scientific sort of, I think, finding and Buddhist explanation, non-existence by itself, or absence of independent existence. Then also the theory of the impermanence, momentarily changing. So I think on atomic level, subatomic level, the things always moving, changing. So a very, very interesting discussion with scientists, not computer or this technology thing, but this other field, and also the neurobiology, and also the psychology. Of course, I think the modern psychology, compare Eastern psychology, Eastern thought, I think still very young, Western psychology. But you see, their way of searching or way of investigation, something different than ours. So it's very interesting, very useful to dialogue. So it's up to now the quite a number of occasions meeting with these scientists. According to my own experience, sometimes some scientists, when they introduce themselves, we are radical, materialist. Even we do not accept the existence of mind. In some cases, such things also happen. But then when we discussion is started, and then among the scientists, some showing more and more interest, showing more interest about this Buddhist explanation, about phenomena, about the matters or atoms or mind, things like that. So we also learn, we also get many benefits from their research, from findings, their latest findings. And also I think to them, the Buddhist explanation gives them some kind of new way to look, to investigate. So that's my experience.
You're watching In Conversations today with His Holiness the Dalai Lama. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back. Your Holiness, you discussed this aspect of the mind and Western psychology and the Eastern perspectives of the mind. The Tibetan tradition has very sophisticated mind training techniques. Do you feel that the mind can be trained like the body can be trained?
First, you have to, you should have the clear sort of awareness. What is the benefit? The other side, what is the negativeness or harmfulness? Now here, you see the clear recognition or awareness, the usefulness about compassion, love, and contentment, forgiveness, these things. And the other, hatred, discontentment, these are attachment, these lead problems. So even as a physical health viewpoint, more compassionate thought, your mind become more calm, because compassion brings us inner strength, self-confidence. So that brings us calmness. The other hand, anger, hatred, actually I think very, very harmful for the development of calmness or self-confidence. So that, and once because of your own mental attitude towards other is a bit negative, so therefore automatically you get the impression that other people also have the similar sort of attitude towards you. That brings more fear, more doubt. So result, uneasiness or some kind of unrest, mental state. So that very harmful for health also. So similar things like that. And then also the successful life or happy family. These different kind of emotions are very much involved. More compassionate, more open-minded. Always bring more happiness in the home, in the community. So beside, you see, the next life, simply, you see, the day-to-day life, our emotions are very much, related. Although sometimes we may get the impression the much anger or angers and attachment, these two things are something very important part of our daily life. Without that, your life become colorless. So with these, you see, strong emotions, your life become more colorful.
Do you experience any of these emotions?
Oh yes, sometimes, of course. But you see, actually, when your mind less these kind of, you see, emotions, negative emotions, you see, your mind become more steady. Yeah. So as a result, your physical also become much stable. Too much, you see, ups and downs in mind, very harmful for the body also. Now here, what is the meaning of, you see, what is the demarcation, positive and negative? It's quite simple. Those emotions which bring, or emotions as well as actions, which ultimately bring happiness, satisfaction, calmness, peace, that is positive. Because we want happiness. And I think the very purpose of our life, we can say happiness. Then those emotions as well as the actions which ultimately bring suffering, either on others as well as yourself. You see, that considered as a negative, because we do not want suffering. Now my own case, I think here I can tell you with confidence that through training you can change. Now, for example, my own case, when I was young, I was quite short temper. Although there is a temper never long last, but very often you see, lose my temper. That is a true training. Now perhaps the age also may involve, but somehow it's much changed. Now temper as well as attachment, these things, of course, come, but you see, come and go. Not much, the effect on my basic mind. So usually I describe like this: they're like the ocean. On the surface, the wave comes and go, but underneath, ocean always remains calm. So you see, through training, the elimination of these negative, all these negative emotion is rather difficult. Through a lot of effort, a lot of meditation, a lot of effort. That's rather difficult. But reduce the intensity, these negative emotions. That certainly you can. Can reduce, can change. So the ancient scriptures, I still feel their method and their I think techniques are, I feel, very much relevant to today's world, irrespective of whether you see believer or non-believer. Everybody wants happiness and day-to-day life, and happy family. Now, I think it is wrong to believe, you see, all human problem can solve if you have money. That's, I think, wrong. And also, you see, seeking answer all our problems from externally, I think that's also wrong. So therefore, it's the Western materialistic sort of way of life or development, of course, very, very important, very useful for humanity. But at the same time, not expenses of our traditional, I think, the spiritual values. These are very, very important. So there's no point to neglect about our own traditional richness, inner richness. So combination, material development, physical comfort, as well as mental comfort or through spiritual training. These should combine. That I feel, not only Indian or Tibetan, but also for humanity whole, I think it's the proper thing, the more balanced material development and internal spiritual development. These, I think, must go together.
You're watching His Holiness the Dalai Lama in Conversation Today. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back. Your Holiness, you have been engaged in a great deal of interfaith dialogue, and we've been talking about Eastern values. What do you think represents this meeting ground between different religions? We commonly say that all religions have the same goal, but that's not entirely true. There tend to be different areas of emphasis. So what do you feel is the meeting ground between different religions?
I think there are two ways. One, the old major world religious tradition, all of them bring the same message, the message of love and compassion and forgiveness. Then this is one way. But at the same time, if we say all religion have the same objective or the same same belief, then that's not true. But then you see, look from different way. Among the world major religions, there are many differences, and those differences are some are very very major differences, substantial. So now, for example, those religions who accept Creator and those religions who do not accept Creator, you see, there are fundamental differences. But then you see, the next question is, what is the purpose of these different views? I feel the same. I feel, you see, one answer there. Because among the humanity, there's so many different mental dispositions. Therefore, one philosophy, one belief simply cannot satisfy or cannot be useful to millions of different mental dispositions. Therefore, the ancient, you see, great masters, they have to tell, they have to show different philosophy, different tradition because of that fact. So like food, you see, to someone, you see, certain food is more tasteful or more, you see, suitable. But to other, you see, different. So similarly, the food for spirituality, food for mind, the spirituality are the food of the mind. So because of the different mental disposition, the different philosophy, different religion is very, very necessary. If one religion, they say it's 5.7 billions of 7 billions of human beings, one religion simply cannot satisfy. So variety of religion, like variety of food, is very necessary. So once you understand that, then when you see more variety, more differences, you get a feeling of more respect or appreciation. So therefore, you see, the purpose of religions, various different religious philosophy, I feel same. Good for humanity, betterment of humanity, more compassionate humanity, more, harmonious humanity. This is my feeling.
Your Holiness, is someone who embodies the highest aspirations of religion. Thank you very much for giving us of your time and blessing. Thank you very much.